What's good, everyone? I hope you guys been using the strategy too. If you have, let me know how it's been going for you. I've seen some people in the chat, some students. I've seen the results. It's looking pretty good. Like the strategy is so simple and it works. Like all you need is just patience. So long as you have patience, like I said, like patience pays. Hope none of you guys got faked out using the strategy and you spotted the fake outs. Okay, so when I say that, I mean like let's say I had a level of SPY again at like 280.10 and it was at 280.09 and broke 280.10. I would wait like let's say I'm on a 5 minute, I would wait at that break maybe for like a couple of seconds, just to see if price is going to go under it or above it. Now in those couple of seconds, price can, get rejected under it. And if it does, I'll just wait. If it doesn't and hold, I'll wait for the next candle to see if that's going to break under it. If it doesn't, then I'll get in. But again, that's where your other indicators come from. Because if you can spot that volume, then you can spot that, volume will pick up as that candle holds and, pushes up. I would show you an example on demand, but if I run on demand while Zoom is live, it'll lag and it won't reciprocate. When you say you've been waiting so long, did it run as you waited? Like it kept running or something, or what happened? Nor like when you would wait for it, would it keep running or what would happen? You would miss your entry? Oh, it was just going back and forth a bit. And then, yeah. See, look, when it goes back and forth like that, so long as it's holding above your 9 EMA going back and forward, and if you can look at the volume too, and look at your level 2 and all that, you'll see that buying momentum is picking up. If you look on your 1 minute time frame, you would have probably seen that it was trying to push up into an uptrend. And if you looked at your overall levels, you would have seen that it was testing a resistance area. Again, that's why I said don't rely solely on the strategy. You can rely on the strategy, but then if you do know under other indicators to add to give you that extra confirmation, like in your case, that extra confirmation that it was a bullish trade and that it was going to go up, that's where your other indicators come from, your stochastics, MACD, all that extra stuff. We're going to start soon. Let's just make sure everybody's in here. It's called Here With Me. Marshmallow made it. I'm going to start in like 2 minutes. I want everybody getting here. Dollars, what time frame were you on? 5. All right. So let's say you got on that on a 5 minute. Did the trade keep going when you got out, or did it reverse to the other side? Did it keep going? Okay. So at that resistance area, you remember, so long as price is above your 90 MA, that's considered bullish from the steps. So was price holding above that 9 when you got out at that resistance area? And it still held the 9 as you were out, correct? Yeah. See, so long as price held that 9, it'll push up. Oh, okay. I mean, that will make sense. If you weren't comfortable on the swing, taking your $30 and getting out towards the end of the day, that's good in my eyes. Like, take whatever you can and then call it a day. Come back tomorrow for a better setup. Nice, Jay. That's what I like to hear. All right, we're about to get started. How's everybody doing? How's your day going? Hey, nice profits, JV. Doing better. That's all I like to hear. It's too sunny, man. Too sunny. I had a little quick workout though. I'll get another one in after this session's over. So I'm gonna get started. Today we're going to be learning about swinging using our EMA strategy. Swinging both the upside and to the downside. Now, I'm sure a lot of you guys have used the strategy already and seen how perfect it works. So just imagine how it'll work when using a swing. So let's get started. We'll use the same steps as we would to find our buy signals, our sell signals, and our uptrend and downtrend signals. The time frame I personally like to use is the 90-day 4-hour time frame. When the 9 crosses above the 21 EMA and the 55 EMA on the 4-hour, that indicates a buy signal to swing calls. So you remember how we get our buy signal when we're taking day trades? It's the same step and the same strategy when we're taking swing trades. The only difference is we're using a 4-hour time frame instead of a 15-minute time frame. When a buy signal is found and the price is well above the 9 EMA on the 4-hour, that's when I'll take my swing. If price does not close above the 9 EMA, or if price closes on the 9 EMA, I won't take the swing, regardless if I get a buy signal, just to be safe. Because I want price to stay above that 9 EMA. So I'll wait for the next day to play out and hope that the last hour of the market stays green before I can confirm that swing is valid. So at the last hour of the market, I'll flip over to my 4-hour, look at my 4-hour, look at the price, and see if price is above that 9 EMA. If it is, and of course I've already gotten my buy signal, then I'll take the trade. If price is sitting at the 9 EMA, or I won't take the trade. Again, this setup and this strategy requires patience. You cannot rush this. You have to let the setup come to you. So if you don't see the setup, don't take it. So when to hold your calls in a swing. When the 9 EMA is showing a clear gap above the 21 EMA and the 21 EMA has a clear gap above the 55 EMA, you'll want to consider to hold onto your calls as the price is in an uptrend. So you all remember when we see that gap in all of our EMAs, that lets us know price is in an uptrend and it's going up. So we have to stay in our position because we know that, so long as the price is above that 9 EMA, it'll keep going in an uptrend. So if you're holding a swing for 2 days and it's in profit and you start to see price break under the 9 EMA on a 4-hour time frame, and say you want to look like, if you see that happen, you would want to look to start closing out your swing position if the price cannot reclaim that 9 EMA to keep price back in that uptrend. So let's say price broke under that 9 EMA and stayed and set at the 21. Would you take the swing? I want to hear some answers. Who can answer that? And you wouldn't take the swing because what? Because why? Why wouldn't you take that swing? Correct. And if we're on a 4-hour, we know that since we're on a bigger time frame, we're expecting a bigger move. So we know that since it's sitting on that 21 EMA, we're gonna have to wait until the next day to happen to see where that bigger move, happens out, to see where price ends up sitting at, if it reclaims the 9 or if it breaks under the 21. So the thing on a 4-hour, you get 2 candles. Each candle consists of 2 hours because the market, there's 8 hours in the market. So if, let's say, the first 2 hours of the market goes by, you can then look on the 4-hour and look to see where price is at. If it's above your 9, then you'll say to yourself, okay, if the last 2 hours of the market are bullish, then if the last 2 hours of the markets are bullish, price will stay above that 9, and then I can take my swing. Yeah, correct. So let's say yeah. So you exit your swing once price breaks under that 9 EMA and doesn't reclaim it. So let's say you came into the end of the markets, or an hour before the market closed, price was above that 9 EMA, but something happened, say like the mRNA news, that caused the market to quickly sell off, and then price fell under 9 EMA just before the market closed. Me personally, I wouldn't even want to wait till after hours to see what will happen. I would get out of my position, whether it's with a profit or at a loss. I'll get out of my position only because of the simple step that if the price is under that 90 MA, it's not going to be bullish, and it may not push to that upside. See what the chat is saying. So you check the first 2 hours and last 2 hours to see trend for swing. Yes, I do. I'll check the first 2 hours of the market. So I'll let the 2 hours go by, and then I'll look on my 4-hour and see where the price is on my EMAs and what my EMAs are showing me. If the market is bullish in that first 2 hours, my price is most likely going to be above my 90 EMA, and I'll get a buy signal. I'll have a buy signal on that 4-hour time frame. If the last 2 hours of the market remain bullish, the next candle that opens will open above that EMA, and that buy signal will be fully shown and presented. And at that point in time, you can take your swing, because you'll know that so long as price stays above that 9, it'll go up. When to hold your put. Or hold on. Let's go back real quick. Swinging puts using the EMA strategy. When the 9 EMA is under your 21 EMA and your 55 EMA on your 90-day 4-hour time frame, you want to get puts ready to swing as you have gotten a sell signal. Price, again, just like the call side, price has to close under instead of above. It has to close under your 9 EMA and not break it to the upside in order to keep the puts valid for a swing. If price closes on the 9 EMA or above the 9 EMA, I will not take my swing. I want a valid confirmation and not a speculative confirmation, if you guys understand what I mean. So I want price to show me that it's under that 9 EMA, and I don't want price to be sitting on that 9 EMA to get me to start thinking, well, maybe it might go under it in after hours, because if I start thinking that and then get in with that thought, let's say price, does the opposite. I now take a loss going into the next morning. When to hold your put. What about the 55 estimates? So when as far as the 55 estimate and 200 estimate goes, that's just getting the overall trend. So if let's say price is above that 50 SMA, then you'll know, okay, or if it's above the 50 and the 200 and showing that cross, you'll know, okay, today may be a red day and tomorrow may, or today was a green day but closed out weird, but we still have price above our 50 or 55 SMA and 200 SMA. So I still know price is in an uptrend. So all I'll have to do now is just know that yes, we had a red day. We may have a red day tomorrow, but I'm going to use that red day to my advantage to try and look for an entry. Because there's days like say with SPY, when SPY will have a green day telling me to swing, and then it'll have a red day, but the overall trend is up. On that red day, normally SPY will close out and close above that 9 EMA if it's in the overall uptrend on a 55 SMA and a 200 SMA. So I'll know, okay, price is still bullish. This just gave me a better entry, and I will take that entry. I'm talking about the second 4-hour candle when you're looking to, actually take that swing. Because you can take, if you know that the market's going to be, exponentially bullish going into the full day, and you can see that price is well above that 9 EMA on the 4-hour and everything on your first candle, then you can take the swing, but you would want to monitor the rest of the market hours to see if that swing is still valid. You want price to hold above that 9 EMA. And I'll show you guys an example of everything I'm talking about. I'll show you guys all examples. I'll go over to Thinkorswim. For Amazon, I saw an uptrend yesterday on a 4-hour, but it dropped after the first 2 hours. See, let me not kill your name. Ashok, I think that's how you pronounce it. In that instance, I would, if it closed under the 4-hour, if it closed under the 90 EMA on a 4-hour coming off of an uptrend, then that will tell me that, okay, price may want to start to reverse if it can't, again, hold support, if it can't hold major levels. If it holds under the 9 EMA, then I'll start to look to get puts coming off of that uptrend. Yes, I'll show you. Yeah, I like to use I personally like to use the 1 hour with the first hour of the market, and then use the 2-hour and 4-hour for the remainder of the days. I want to show you guys how to scalp, but let me show you guys an example of this first. So let's pull up Thinkorswim. I'm going to share my screen. All right. All right, so let me show you guys an example of taking calls using the EMA crossover on a 4-hour. Let me pull up the chat because I don't want to use any ticker that I know, so you guys don't think that this is all planned out. Drop a ticker for me to pick, and I'll pick a ticker and show you guys. Amazon, UNP, Tesla, HD. Okay, I did it again. Wow. Give me a hot ticker. I want a hot ticker. I want to whatever ticker I see the most, I'll do, because I don't want to start going all over the place. Facebook. I'm seeing a lot of Facebook and BAs and Amazons. So I'll do those three. Okay, Facebook. So again, I'm on the 90-day 4-hour time frame, and this is Facebook. And we'll use today's session just to see how tomorrow's will play out. Let me clean this all up. I hate this lag on Thinkorswim. All right. Let's load up the study set real quick. Let's remove VWAP. Let's remove this. Let's remove this. We're just going to be relying solely on the indicators and nothing else. Let's wait for this lag. Sorry about that. Thinkorswim is just running slow today for me. Really slow. Hey now. You guys can't see this, but my freaking Mac has the rainbow. Oh, there we go. There we go. Perfect. All right. Looking at Facebook. Oh, this is perfect for Facebook. So looking at the 4-hour today for Facebook. First of all, what happened here? Can somebody tell me what happened here, right here? Yes, your EMA did cross, but like what exactly happened? From an example, your price broke under and reclaimed, correct? While giving you that cross. So that's what I was talking about. At this time right here, at this point, I wouldn't take my swing. At this point, I wouldn't take a swing just because I didn't get that full cross until after hours. Now, yes, got a bullish hammer here, but still, for me to be safe, just thinking, we could retest, a support area down here, I wouldn't take the swing. I'll wait until the next day to see if price stays above that 9. The next day happened, and yes, price stayed above the 9. So you can take the swing. But now let's look at here. Firstly, what do we see here, guys? What is this? The gap. And what does that tell us? Uptrend. Correct. Correct. Now, very strong momentum. Correct. Very strong momentum. So looking at today, and like someone said yesterday, or like someone said today for Amazon, that it had came down off of an uptrend. Facebook almost did the same thing today. So looking at today, you remember how I said price can, retest that 9 and see if it holds it to confirm if that swing will be valid for that uptrend, if you already see that you got your buy signal. So I'm looking now, market opened, we had a nasty red candle, huge sell-off. It was clear, it was obvious, people were taking profits. And I'm pretty sure the market probably sold off too a little bit. But we had a clear sell-off on Facebook. Our first 2-hour candle was nasty, it was red. So I'm like, okay, let's wait for the second candle to come up and see what happens. If we break under this 9, this uptrend can be invalid. It can reverse. If we hold above this 9, this uptrend can stay intact and can go even higher. Second candle on the 4-hour happened on Facebook. Market was trading. Yes, it was selling off. Now you remember that red day I was talking about, where it just gives you that better entry point, so to speak, because it's trying to test that 9 EMA to see if it'll hold. And if it holds, that's essentially your good entry point, because you held that 9 and you know what happens when you hold the 9. Exactly, by the dip. Facebook was selling off last hour of the market, but what happened? It didn't break under that 9 EMA. So if I'm looking to take swings on Facebook and I go on a 4-hour and I see this happen, I already see that I got my buy signal. Now I see that this held. I'm going to take my calls just because I got my buy signal and price held above that 9. I can take a loss if price retests this 9 and doesn't hold, or I'll win because price will hold the 9 and then push back maybe to retest that high, which it probably will, and then maybe push up higher. So tomorrow, Facebook may open up green if it can hold above this 9 during pre-market and the first half of the markets. But right now, after hours, it's looking solid. It's green. I don't know how futures is, but this would be perfect for a swing for calls. Ideally, like at least 2. Yeah, at least 2 weeks. 2 weeks is safe. More than enough time. Wait, futures are bullish. And see, the fact that futures are bullish just gives this whole price action and this whole setup that much more of a valid confirmation and a valid reason of why you would take calls and why you took calls. Now you're rewarded because futures are bullish. So now come tomorrow, you're going to be in profit. on Facebook, because a green market equals green Facebook. Now, the next ticker that everybody was saying, BA. Let's look at BA. This price has to be above the 9. Can it be tight on the 9? No, if price is tight on the 9, I'm not going to take my swing. I'm not going to take my swing because that's speculating. I don't have a full-on confirmation that price is sitting above that 9. You know, and you'll understand what I mean once I explain how to trade intraday using your support and resistance level, using your EMAs as support and resistance levels. You'll understand what I mean. Not necessarily, but it always comes in handy as far as futures go. Like if you take a swing for calls, you would want futures to be green for your position to, you know, play out good. Again, I say not necessarily, because sometimes it can have that morning, that ticker you're in, futures could be red, but that ticker you're in could have that morning pop coming off of a nice upturn on that 9 EMA yesterday and then sell off following futures. So at that point, you can then get out at that morning pop and then let the stock do its thing, and it'll probably sell off with the market. But again, you don't always have to have futures to agree with you, but you can use it as an extra confirmation if you want. But let's look at BA. It says it looks like stocks are going to gap up tomorrow with green futures. Yeah, this is a clear bull flag. I don't know. They're going to send the market past 300 for a fact. It should be. SPY should have honestly been at 305, but that mRNA news and the other news. But let's see. Yes, same thing with BA. Closed out with the red candle, but we managed to hold that 9 EMA. And boom. I'll look at AMD for you to see how that's going to be tomorrow. But BA should open up nicely tomorrow as well, because we held that 9 EMA. We have our uptrend. What is this? A clear buy signal. Clear buy signal. Now, guys, look at this here. Perfect example of why I say I want to wait for price to be above that 9 EMA. You see how price closed out here on BA? Hold on. Let me go back. You see how price closed out right here? Right under that 9 EMA. I don't like that. Personally, I don't like that, because look how it did after hours. That's scary. If I was in calls, you would have gotten lucky to barely get out the next day, barely with any profit, because it didn't give you a nice confirmation that it was going to go up. Yes, I would have gotten out there, but I heard somebody say, would you get in even though that 9 is hugging, even if price is hugging the 9? I know they probably didn't mean this. They probably meant something like this, but I was just showing you guys an example of price, you know, closing under that 9, but, you know, traders may think, oh, it can reclaim because they see, you know, price getting bought up here going into the close. You always want to make sure price is above that 9, because if you have something like this, then, you know, things like this will happen in after hours. Things get tricky. But look what happened here. Price closed above the 9. Yes, you had weird movement after hours, but some news probably came out, or the market probably went green, which rewarded you. The strategy worked. It's not that you got lucky that you got this green candle here and profited the next morning. Is that you followed the strategy and it worked, and you probably got rewarded based off some news. What if you got in the day before? So what if you got in here? So if you got in at this buy signal here, so to speak. So if I got in at this buy signal here and I took it here because price is well above that 9, and although it didn't give me a buy signal, personally, I wouldn't take the trade here. I would take it the next day. But let's say you did take the trade here, then the next day you would have seen this red happen and you would have gotten scared. But at that point in time, you would have understood that so long as price can hold above that 9, it'll be in an uptrend. And if you look, price bounced on the 21 and the 55 and closed above that 21. So at this point in time, I really want to, I'm going to touch on this more when I talk about support and resistance with the EMAs, but at this point, price is still in your uptrend. Yes, it broke below, and it will be smart to exit and then look for a re-entry, but let's say you miss this exit, price still, you know, after hours, luckily managed to reclaim that 9 and then push up. It depends on how price works, but normally when you get setup like this, it'll always happen the next day unless price breaks below. If price breaks below, but can still, again, like this happen, hold the 21, that's where I'll hold on to my position to try and anticipate price bouncing off that 21 to reclaim that 9. Again, it doesn't matter how recent the buy signal is so long as you have your uptrend intact. So if we can look here, what was it today? So 3 days ago, we got a buy signal on BA 3 days ago. And if we were to take calls on this yesterday, we would have took calls on it, going a day after or 2 days after or so, we got that buy signal. 2 days after we got that buy signal. Yeah. So, I mean, it doesn't matter when you take the trade. But just so long as price, if you're going to take calls, so long as price is holding above that 9 EMA on your 4 hour. Yeah, I'm going to check Microsoft. Let me check Amazon and then AMD because somebody set their inputs. And then we're going to check Microsoft. Interesting. Amazon's very interesting, and I'm going to come back to Amazon. So if one of you guys can remind me to come back to this, I'm going to come back to this when talking about trading with support and resistance levels on your EMA, because Amazon is a perfect example of what I'm talking about. But as far as swinging goes, I wouldn't even take my swing on Amazon, despite if futures were green. Now, the fact that futures are green, it's going to send Amazon to retest that 9 EMA tomorrow to see if it can break above. If it breaks above, then you can probably get a retest, maybe up to 498. But the fact that Amazon closed out like this, I'm not going to take a swing for my calls. And I'm not going to take a swing for my puts either, because why wouldn't I take a swing for puts? Correct. No confirmation, no cross below, and it's still holding. It's still holding. So I'm looking at this uptrend. So my overall thesis and my overall, conclusion is price is still bullish so long as, we can hold above these EMAs, and I don't see any crossing happening yet. So we're still in that uptrend if we can reclaim that 9. But I'm not going to take puts on this because I don't have my full on cross. Now, don't worry if Amazon stays sold off tomorrow, because you wouldn't have necessarily missed anything, because let's say Amazon did sell off, then it would sell off and have to test your 55 EMA going into the next session, ending the market. Because at that time and point, if it does that, you would know if it closes under that 55 for this tomorrow, then you would go into the next day swinging puts, because it would sell off. And it's a nice gap when that sell off happens. So if it breaks under that 55, it can easily sell off, as you guys can see. Boom. Somewhere down there to 23, somewhere around there, maybe like around here, 23.42. I wouldn't take a put on it. Yes, if price is below the 9 EMA, but again, remember how we get our put signals. Who said that? Jay, tell me how you get your put signal, J24. Tell me how I would get my put signal to swing. J24. No, not you guys. J24. I want him to answer, because he asked. He said, I said if the price is below the 9 EMA, I would take a put, which is correct. But there has to be a setup before that, before I take my puts. Correct. Now, let me shut this up. What happened here? What do you see here? Did price cross below the 21 and the 55 here? Correct. So I'm not going to take my puts because I didn't get that cross. Now let's look where price actually crossed to get puts. We'll look at another stock. I don't think Amazon will be the stock because it was in a nice uptrend for a while. But essentially, no, I wouldn't get puts here. I would actually wait for the next day to see if price will reclaim that 9 to get calls, unless the market decides to sell off. Then I'll wait until the next day to see if price can hold under that 9. Because look, once the market sells off, once Amazon sells off, this 9 is going to start trailing down, because again, your 9 is your leading indicator and it drags price with it. So as your 9 crosses down, it's going to cross that 21, and that 21 is going to start crossing down, but it's going to start crossing down like this, and your 9 is going to be going down much faster because it's reacting to price much faster. Your 55 is going to be crossing upwards as your 9 crosses downwards. So you're going to get that intersecting cross. And once you get that intersecting cross, then your 9 will be under that 55 and price will be under that 9, because price will always trail that 9 EMA. What if 9 bounces up to 21? Could there be another signal like Amazon on Thursday? Are you talking about this? Last Thursday. What date is last Thursday? My head's all over the place. Okay, so this point, all right. What happened here, guys? First, what do we see? What do we see first? Looking to take our swing, what do we see? Yeah, we see our buy signal. And we can see that. You see that? That's perfect. Can we make Monday price above hammer? Now check this out, guys. You see how the market opened? It opened nicely, or down here. It opened nicely and then closed off horribly. So it opened down, boom, closed off nasty. Next hour happened, down, but it managed to close like this. And what happened here? Our price, or our 9 EMA was what? Above that 21. So what is that telling me? Uptrend and hold. Correct. We know that it's in an uptrend, so we know to take calls because, again, price closed above that 9 EMA. So if price can close above that 9 EMA and hold, then we can see some upside. Now let's fast forward to see what happened. After hours came, price held. Pre-market came, price held, but dipped in pre-market. Now, if you came to the markets, if you opened your chart pre-markets, you would have seen this happening. Now, what you would have wanted to say to yourself is, okay, when the market opens, when the cash session opens, if price cannot reclaim above this 9, I'm going to have to exit my position and just wait for price to either reclaim the 9 or just look to get puts. But that swing would essentially be invalid because either news messed up the swing or, something had to mess up the swing overnight. It was probably news that tried to mess up the swing. I'll go to 511, but let me explain this first. So again, we got into our swings. Pre-market was red, but as we opened, yes, we opened on a dip, but we reclaimed above that 55 and our EMAs did not curl. It did not curl to give it that sell signal. So yes, I would have seen this at the open and I would have been at a loss. But I would have said, okay, if price cannot hold above this 55 and bounce up and reclaim, then I have to take my loss. If I'm still trying to hold, debating on using that support and resistance, which I'll teach you guys. So as you can see here, price did hold and bounced above and bounced back nicely through and held above that 9. So my calls came back to life. And at that point in time, I would essentially hold because, again, we're above the 9. That, yes, is a scary ride. Trading Amazon, it is scary. Some of you guys here may know that. It's scary. So you have to you have to understand. You have to be ready for that roller coaster, so to speak. Let's look at, but look what happened. We held above that 9 and we got rewarded nicely, and we closed above the 9. So I would have held my calls and got rewarded the next day. And what happened here? Closed above the 9. So what would I do? hold my calls? Are you just checking swings at the close of each bar throughout the day? Yes. So if I'm just looking for whichever swings I want to take at throughout the end of the day, I'll just look at the last bar. That's literally all I'll look at. I'll just look at the last bar and see how it played. Now, if you understand how candlesticks work and you see that the bar, like you see like a bearish candle forming or something like that, then you'll understand what will happen. And let's say a bearish hammer formed, you know, on the 9 EMA, then you'll understand, okay, I'm not going to take my calls because I see a bearish hammer forming. I'll wait. Although we are above that 9, I will take calls, but I want to see if price can, if buyers can essentially buy up this bearish hammer that's trying to take price down. So they said 511 Monday. So what was your question for Monday? When you place a trade before the market closes, how many minutes before? I mean, it depends on how bullish the market is going into close and how bullish power hour is going into close. Oh, okay. So Monday, okay, so let's explain Monday out. Monday was a good entry. Monday was a good entry. Your setup played out nicely and you would have been rewarded. If I'm not too sure what happened here, but did some news happen here? Fucking mRNA. So again, so news is still valid. News holds some weight to an extent, but that would have explained that would have been your justification for this drop. Not that the setup didn't work. You would have been in profit and you would have had the right planning, charting, and execution pattern out. You'd have had all that out, but the only thing that got you that you didn't see coming, because nobody's seen this coming, was the mRNA news. So if you were quick with it, yes, you would have seen that, okay, the market opened green. I would have gotten out here at the morning because I always get out at the morning because people will take profits. But if you wanted to hold because you seen that price held that 9 EMA, but this red candle happened, it wouldn't have been your fault. It would have just been, the luck of the market. It's just news. Wouldn't you enter earlier than Monday at the cross? Right here? I would enter right here because I would have seen this happening. And then I would have said, okay, I want tomorrow to be bullish and to present me an entry. Tomorrow was opened up bearish, but closed off bullish and presented me an entry at this nice. So anywhere between this nice long wake here going into the close, I would have taken a call. But I like to just give myself that extra confirmation. Sometimes if I miss a trade, let's say I had a confirmation the day before, but I hesitated on it because, I'm never right all the time. And let's say I missed that trade, I missed a trade. I'll just look for another trade to take at that point in time. Let's look at AMD. I'm showing you guys all these other tickers just to show you, how accurate. That's crazy how that worked perfectly. How accurate this strategy works. And again, I'm just using my indicators. I'm not using anything else. But let's look at AMD because somebody said they were in puts. It makes sense why you got into puts, but you see what happened here? Perfect example of that sell-off that I was talking about, but your signals, your EMAs did not cross. You got a nice sell-off on AMD going into the close, and you even broke under that 55. Your average trader would have seen this and took puts. Yes, it would have been a bear flag. Yes, AMD could sell off tomorrow, but what happened here? Did they cross? EMAs did cross on the 1 hour, but again, this is why I say I look on the 4 hour for that bigger move. That 1 hour already happened. The 4 hour, the 4 hour gives you the move that's gonna happen. For like that last candle pretty much tells you what's gonna happen tomorrow in the morning if news doesn't get in the way. But a heavy rejection on AMD. And that too. So heavy rejection on AMD, but it still held that 55. So I wouldn't take my puts. I want price tomorrow to break under this 55 because if it can, it'll drag this line right down there to cross below. It'll probably drag AMD to this support area. And if AMD can break down to this support area, probably the next day, if it doesn't do it tomorrow, then your 9 will cross your 55 the next day, giving you a nice entry to take for a put. And you would essentially ride AMD down. If Kevin said semiconductors are taking a hit, then AMD, if anybody knows how AMD trades, you understand that this thing can give up its gains as fast as it can make its gains. So yes, we did see this green candle here on AMD, only because futures are green, but tomorrow that'll probably have AMD test this 21 EMA from going off of that green that green market. Because the futures are bullish, I'm pretty sure it's going to gap AMD to 55, maybe around here, 55.15, maybe to test that 21. But here's my expectations, and you guys can write this down to see if I'm right. I'm literally going to do this right here in front of you guys. What I'm seeing right now, bear flag formation on AMD. I can see that if it tries to test here, it's going to be a major resistance area because it tried to test it before. It did break through it, but it wasn't strong enough to break higher. So if AMD tests here and rejects, it's going to go down, and we're probably going to get a sell signal on AMD soon. Exactly. It probably will mean more sell-off, but there'll probably be a rejection on AMD. So tomorrow you may see a pop on AMD in the morning, but if you get rejected here on this 21, I'm going to show you guys what to do next in the next setup. So there was one more stock I was going to look at before I go on to the next slides. Microsoft. Ooh. That almost had one good question. How do you go about finding swing plays? I honestly look at good popular tickers that I know move good. Like I know AMD is a good one. I know Apple's good. Microsoft is good. SPY is good. Facebook, BA. I know. Why am I going blank? QQQ. I know. EA. Twitter. It's like all your popular stocks that you know have volume to it. Nvidia too. Like so. No, I don't swing Amazon. It's too risky. Netflix is also a good one. So I just go and I look at those tickers going into like the last 2 hours of the market. Like let's say I'll let the first 2 hours of the market play out. Then going into the last 2 hours, I will look at those tickers and or I'm tripping for 8. There's 8 hours in the market. Each candle represents 4 hours. I kept saying 2 hours. That's why I knew I was saying something wrong. But again, I will go look at the last candle of each ticker and just see what's happening. So let's say the market was trading today right now. I'll search up Microsoft, look at this last candle, and be like, all right, I see that price did break under my 9, but we didn't get that full on cross to get puts. We're testing that 55. So I'm not going to swing this for puts yet, but I'm not going to swing this for calls. I'm going to leave Microsoft alone. This trade personally is not to my liking. The setup is not coming to me, and I don't want to force a trade. I don't want to force a setup based off of a speculation. I'm going to go look for another ticker. That's how I'll do it. So then I'll search up another ticker, and if for that next ticker I'll see something nice, or I see the same thing like I seen on Microsoft, that ticker is invalid. I'll look for another ticker, another popular, nice ticker that had some movement today. Okay, so there's 8 hours in the wait. How many hours are there in the market? 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 1. 8 hours in the market. The first candle starts to form after the first 4 hours. Then the second candle will form in the beginning of the last 4 hours. So the first 4 hours you'll get your first full candle, and then that second candle, that new candle will form going into, I think it's 10 o'clock. Let me see. Yeah. Second starts at 10. First starts at 6, second starts at 10. Yes, 10 PSD because I'm in California. So it's probably 3 hours ahead for the people in New York. But yeah, I wouldn't take a trade on Microsoft. I would look for another ticker. But let me now show you guys how to trade using your EMAs as your support and resistance levels. So I'm going to share my screen. So while I show you guys how to, hold on. Yeah, so while I show you guys how to trade using support and resistance, I'm going to show you guys how to take scalps as well. So this method is strictly for day trading only. But when I show you guys the support and resistance method, you can use this on bigger time frames, but just only keep in mind that you're using that method on a bigger time frame, so you're expecting a bigger move to happen to validate that setup you're looking for. But on a smaller time frame, taking scalps using this. This method is strictly for day trading only. Let me pull up the chat here so I can see what you guys are saying. You'll want to use the 20-day or the 30-day chart and use a 3-minute time frame. I say 20-day and 30-day because, again, you still want to get your levels just to be safe, but you still want to use, a good amount of days to get, a nice more data, so to speak. If price is sitting on an EMA, that EMA is considered your intraday support. The EMA above will act as your intraday resistance area. So let's switch back over to Thinkorswim and I'll show you guys an example, multiple examples. So does anybody have tickers that they want me to look at with this example? Wow, Asian right away. I keep seeing Tilray. I'll do Tilray for you too. So Tilray, HD, Tesla, Netflix, because that was a popping one. I see a lot of Diz. I'll do Diz too. Let me write this down. Let me write this down, guys. So say it again. Say it again. I have HD, TLRI, Diz, Nvidia, Tesla. That's it. You guys don't have any more Spotify? What's your ticker? Spot. I'll do Spot too. What's Spot's ticker? Spot? Is it Spot? If it's Spot, I swear to God. Oh my God. Shop. I'll take a lot of tickers this time. I'll take a lot of tickers this time because this is gonna be it's gonna be. I want to say it's different for every ticker, but you want to look at it differently for every ticker. BA, CGC, AMD, ZM. I already got Tesla. RSQ. I'll do EPD for you to see what the fuck that is. Sedge, work, pen, open, DGX. I'll take like 7 more. Beyond. Ooh, Beyond. Nobody said Roku? Down. DHP. You guys want to give me liquid tickers, like tickers. Tesla is very liquid. That's something that you can scalp on. Roku too. Yes. I got Apple down. ATVI. ATVI will be tricky. TMS is going to be a tricky one too. Google, I like Google. Y'all want to do Facebook again? All right. All right. So we got everything, right? Pretty much everything. CMGC. Oh, CGC. I got CGC. I got Zoom. I got Bob. Y'all want CMG too? I'm not gonna do the whole market. I just want to make sure I get everybody in here just in case they want to look at this tomorrow. Oh, WMT, that was a good one. I heard people talking about that today. TCX, you guys are funny. VAC, I'll do VAC. All right. I'll cap it here. If we have more time, I'll take some more. I'll take some more. Walmart's hella tricky, but we'll get it done. We'll get her done. So first ticker HD. So again, understanding that if price is sitting at an EMA, that EMA is considered our support. So let's say price is sitting at the 21 EMA. That 21 EMA is your intraday support. And your EMA below it will be, you can look at that as your second level of support. The EMA above your 21 that price is currently sitting on will act as your resistance, whether that be the 9 or the 55 BTC. I'll surprise you. It could probably work on Bitcoin. I think it does, but let's see. It probably does. Let's see. All right. Let's set this off. Let's do a 20-day. Let's do a 3-minute. Again, I would use the 1 minute, but don't you know how I say the bigger the frame, the bigger the movement? So in this case, since we're scalping, we still want to get a bigger scalp, if that makes sense. You get what I mean? So on a 3-minute, you're getting, think of it as 3 1-minute charts combined. So you're going to get a nice bigger movement than you would on the 1 minute compared to the 3-minute. Because on that 1 minute, say you're hitting a resistance. On that 3-minute, you're still already in that uptrend. You get me? So let's look at this HD on the 3-minute. Hold on, guys. Let me take my dog outside. Little dog. Yeah, probably. All right. Okay, looking at HD on a 3-minute. This is so perfect for scouts. This is, again, only if you know like the amount of trades you're willing to take that day, and if you can day trade. Okay. If you can't day trade, or if you don't want to risk your day trades, you don't have to worry about scalping. But this is really on like a choppy market, choppy days, and you just want to, get some trades in, you can trade this. So coming into HD in the morning on a 3-minute, we already see that price is well above that 9 EMA. So me knowing that price is sitting on that 9 EMA, what does that tell me? If I'm using this as intraday, no, I'm not. So let me tell you, I'm not using my buy sell signals. I'm just using my EMAs as intraday support and resistance. So price sitting on this 9 is acting as correct, a support. So I'm coming into the market and I see this happening. Now, if price breaks under this 9, where's the next level of support going to be? What EMA? Your 21. Correct. So if you take calls on your 9 and price breaks under that 9, your next level of support will be that 21 that you will want to hold. If that 21 cannot hold, what are you guys going to do? That's where your stop loss is coming in place. Yes, correct. I want to also emphasize that as well. You want to use stop losses here when you're scalping. So yes, you can use your EMAs, your supports, your EMAs as stop losses. So let's say you got into here and you want to keep a tight stop loss. You can keep the 21 as your stop loss, or you can keep the 55 as your stop loss and keep the 21 as your major level of support that you need to hold if you're just trying to take a scalp. So if price breaks below this 21, our next level that we're looking to hold is at 55. But if it doesn't hold, what do? You sell. Yes, you get out. What if it holds this 55? What do we want next? Yes, correct. I'm seeing people say sell or short. No, you want to wait to go back above. But so when it bounces, you're looking for which level to break now as your resistance? Your 21. Now, let's say you guys did sell at this point and it held. You can use this 55 as your reentry. You can use it as your reentry if price goes back above it, because we're using this as our intraday support and resistance levels. So price didn't break this 21 but held. So I got into calls here. It broke but reclaimed. I got rewarded. Nice little scalp, nice little move. Again, when you guys are scalping, I don't know if I said this first time, but when you guys are scalping, I personally do not touch out of the money contracts. Yes, the EMA strategy is so versatile because look what I'm doing. Look, what is this on a 3-minute time frame? A 3-minute time frame. This is a sell signal. What is this on a 3-minute time frame? A mini buy signal. You can take your scalps along with that buy signal just to get that extra confirmation. What is this? A mini, sell signal right here. You can take another scalp right here just off that and use your EMAs to hold if price holds under that. So again, you can use your EMAs as support and resistance and then switch over to your strategy being if price is under that 9, you hold your puts. If price is above that, you hold. So, but when I'm trading this, I'm only playing at the money or in the money contracts because it's a scalp. And if you're touching out of the money contracts, you are not going to make shit on your contracts for shit because you're only getting a small move. You're not getting a big move. So you want to only play at the money or in the money contracts. Now, if you're trying to scalp on a slow ticker like Bank of America, Twitter, you want to play at least like $2 in the money. Expiration wise, if you're scalping, you can do weeklies. You can do same days. You can even do 3 days. But do know that you do not want to swing this. You only want to take these as day trades. You're in and out. In and out. That's why I'm using a 3-minute. You're in and out. So you can use a shorter expirations on your contracts because theta won't hit you as bad because you're only scalping. You're not holding these for such a long period of time. But you want to remember that, and you also want to remember that these move quick. So you want to be ready to get in and out. But again, price opened up, we held above our 9, so I'm going to take my calls because we held that 9 EMA, and that's my support area. And look, I'm rewarded. Now, if you break under that 9 EMA, what do you guys do? So I'm seeing people say hold for next support and puts. Now, the people that are saying hold for next support, again, we don't know that any of this is about to happen, right? So the people that are saying hold and wait for the support, you guys are correct. Let's say you're in profits and you still want to, ride and capitalize more if you can. But again, remember that you're scalping, so you just want to be in and out. This from here to here is a nice move. But let's say you want to get more and you're looking for price to hold that 21. If it doesn't hold that 21, for all those people that say you want to hold, what are you going to do? Correct. Or you want to get out. You want to get out, not re-enter, get out. But at this point in time, let's say I've gotten here in the morning, I'm in profits, I see this happen. I'm going to take my profits. I'm going to lock in my profits because at that point, like since this is a shorter time frame and I'm in my scalp mode, I'm not looking for such a big drastic move. Even on a shorter time frame, I can create shorter levels, on the 3-minute and understand that this is a resistance level. This is a resistance level. This was a resistance level. So I would know that, okay, price is nearing a resistance level. And that's, again, that still was a $2 move. Yeah, that was a $2 move. Not saying you'll get a $2 move in everything, but there was probably some news that happened or the market was just, exponentially bullish. But you were rewarded with a $2 move, just sticking with your strategy. So looking at, let's say you had this happen. Price is well under all your EMAs. You're not in the trade. You come into the markets and you see this happen. What would you do at this point? Price is testing your 9 EMA. First, what is this 9 EMA to you coming off of that this is happening? This price action is happening. A resistance area, correct. So if you can break above this 9 EMA, that means you break above your resistance. And if you break above your resistance, what happens to that resistance? It becomes support. Correct. The resistance then becomes support. So at this break above resistance, I can see that it holds. So I can see it didn't hold on this candle, but the next candle we opened up and we held it, and we opened up nicely. I'll take calls because I'll know that now this resistance became my support area. So I'll take calls and I'll say, okay, I'm taking these calls and I'm just trying to see if I can write it up to the 21 EMA and break above that and see if we hold, because that's my next area of intraday's resistance. No, I wouldn't wait for my EMA to cross. That's why I'm saying I'm using my EMA, that's support and resistance, and then playing it. The only time I'm waiting for it to cross is let's say I see this happening and I know price is under that 55 and it's rejecting that 55, right? And then I see that my 9 is really coming down. I know obviously that if price broke above that 55, then we can take a call to scalp. But then since I'm on my 3-minute, I see this happening, and yet I still see price rejecting that 55 and that 9 creeping lower, and we already got a cross from our 21. I'll then say to myself, you know what? I think I see a sell signal happening on this 3-minute time frame. I'm going to take that sell signal from 9 crosses below that 55. So I'll quickly switch from I'm trying to scalp support and resistance levels to, okay, let me go to my strategy because I see the setup happening. So I'm going to just play the strategy real quick. So yeah, I'll play the strategy real quick, capitalize on the strategy, and then get out of my strategy and then switch back over to my, okay, let me trade and scalp within my support and resistance levels and, potentially make more. So yeah, you can essentially use your strategy and then use the second strategy within your strategy, that support and resistance level, to make more and capitalize more with the overall strategy, that overall trend. Yes, for scalping, it's safe. It's recommended you set your support and resistance level prior before. So what I recommend you guys should do is go intraday or go pre-market and just pull the 3-minute and set your levels. Unless the market gaps, price will respect those levels and you can trade within those levels. The hell is not safe with Amazon at all. Not safe with Amazon. Like, you have to have the hottest of the hotkeys. Not safe. But let's do another ticker with this. I'm just showing you guys how crazy this strategy works on every single ticker before we wrap this up. The next session I'll show you guys is developing my watch list that you guys see me post every single time. That's what I'll show you guys, how I create those and how I get those exactly. You scalped on Amazon, JV? Nice. With the 3-minute? Oh, I'll see. Like, yeah, that would make sense. Scalping Amazon on the 5-minute, because I don't know if you guys would get what I mean, but the 5-minute on Amazon, in my eyes, will be represented as a 3-minute because of how fast it fucking moves. All right. So, looking at TLRY, market opened well above my 9 EMA. And since I know 9 EMA is our leading indicator and can drag price, and price closed above it, what am I going to do at this point on TLRA in the morning? I can scalp calls. Scalp calls or scalp shares, whichever one you want to do, because I know it's in an uptrend, so I know the overall direction should be up. Or I wouldn't have seen this. I would have known that. I'm going to fill you guys in on something. Take notes on this. Write this down, please. When your EMAs line up, when you start to see your EMAs form like almost a straight line like this, see how I'm extending it, and you can almost still see it's almost forming a straight line. When you see your EMAs almost lining up to form a straight line, that lets you know that something big is about to happen in either direction. Your EMAs will price will move massively in either direction. So it could have, at this point in time, price could have either moved to the downside in a big direction, or it could have moved to the upside in a big direction, as we've seen here. I mean, I guess you can call it an EMA squeeze, but I'm sure if you pulled up the TTM squeeze, you would have seen a squeeze indicator trigger and go off. But I've noticed this on the EMAs a lot of times. I'll look for it on breakout stocks after I go over every single ticker. But when your EMAs start to line up, you'll start to that lets you know something big is about to happen, whatever time frame it's on. So on our 3-minute, we had our EMAs lining up, and right into the market open, we had a nice spike in price, which spiked our 9 EMA high. So price held above it, opened up on the second candle on the 3-minute on that 21, but was able to reclaim that 9. So me knowing my 21 would be my second level of support, coming that my 9 was my first level of support, I would do what, guys? Who has the answer? No, coming at this price tested this 21 and held. Buy a call, correct, and you get rewarded. Where would you sell your call? Would you sell it here, here, here? Where would you sell your call? First red. To be safe, yeah. To be safe. Because that is a resistance too. And you did sell off on this candle here too. So to be safe, yeah, you could sell. And then this, at this point, what would you guys do here? Coming the fact that you sold off your calls, what would you guys do here? Would you get a put? Smart. Smart. Would you get a put here? Because mind you, you guys don't see all this happening though. Would you get a put here? It will be tempting. Yep. See, owner, you got it. It's not. I wouldn't say that's the right answer, but it would be tempting to get a put. Because me personally, I would have been tempted to get a put, but then I would have understood that okay, we still have to break under all of these, and coming that like, let's say we're at that 21, it price. I mean, just personally, I know that this is a big level of support, so I'm looking for a big move to the upside. So playing puts wouldn't make sense for a scalp. It'll be a tough one. It'll be a really, really tough one because coming off of this, let's see how this would have played out. So yeah, price would have bearish candle close out, boom, break under that. It would have been a tough one. You would have, if you tried to scalp, you would have probably not made much. Yeah, it would have been a tough one. That's a tough one. But then, who knows what this is? Correct, a hammer. Yeah, I'll do that. So yeah, this is a hammer. So coming off this hammer, you understood what will happen next. That's a crucial level. You could end up in a loss. That's correct too. Wow, you guys really know your candle patterns. It's crazy. Really crazy. But yeah, like it works. This strategy works on every single ticker. What's the next ticker we want to look at? What's the next ticker I have up? Diz. Can we go to right on TRI? What are you guys looking for on TRI? Put the put side? Umesh, what are you looking for? What happened with this stock anyways? Was it news or something? This was sideways trading pretty much all day. Of course it was news. Of course. Wow. So let me I'm gonna go off topic a little bit, and let me fill you guys in on something that happened here and what really happened here and why you would have made money scalping it, but if you tried to play the long side of it, and hold your calls, you would have lost a little bit of money. Market makers seen that news was going to happen on TLRY. the market makers seeing that news was going to happen, and market makers seeing a whole bunch of calls on the weeklies get stacked up. So what they had to do in order to not pay out those calls and cause crazy disruption with the stock to make it, go parabolic, they had to crunch the premiums and kill premiums to shake people out, to cause the volume and the interest on your calls to decrease. So then they can then spike the market. Another stock you guys seen this on was Guild. That's why Guild moves so shitty and the premiums move so shitty. It's the market makers controlling the premium. So on TLRY, I'm pretty sure crazy crunch happened and then this happened. And I'm pretty sure the IV chugged like crazy, which pretty much brought back all the price and premium from this crunch. Yeah. So it's market makers doing this. This is all algos trade. Algos are all trading within this range as well. And in essence, you can be that algo as well, taking your scalps off on the 3-minute range. But look, like it gives you. I'm with a stock like TLRY, since it's a penny, I wouldn't take contracts on it unless the contracts are really, 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 really liquid that day. But even then, like the crunch would have just been too much. I would honestly play shares with this and scalp with shares using my EMAs as my support and resistance levels, because playing contracts with this, you would probably make much, but the crunch would just be too much for you, especially on a shorter time frame. And the IV would just be all over the place, and you probably wouldn't get out at the fill you wanted. So taking shares I wouldn't call this a penny, but on a single digit stock like this would be would be the go-to. Is that a common move on all stocks? About market makers. Yeah. So market makers, they like to look at your the volume and the open interest. So whenever you guys see a contract, like I'm pretty sure if you guys looked at the TLRI strikes, certain strikes, you've probably seen crazy open interest on it. And if you looked at the weeklies, you've probably seen crazy volume and crazy open interest on it. So the market makers seen that too. Now the market makers understood that there was going to be news on TLRY, but they didn't want, it's to stop insider trading and to stop, a rush of the stock, going too volatile and just exploding to the big bullish momentum and the big bullish buying pressure. They did whatever they do best, and they crunched the markets. They crunched that ticker, that specific ticker. They crunched the option on those tickers, the premiums. So they crunch it and crunch it and crunch it and crunch it and crunch it until the open interest and the volume levels out to, I guess, their liking or to a normal level. And then at that point in time, either news will come out or it'll start spiking and then news comes out. So they crunch it until, news comes out. Do you know what MM knew about news beforehand? Yes. So on a 3-minute, if you're taking shares on this, yes, I would easily take shares here, get a couple shares here, write it up here, sell my shares here. I wouldn't short, obviously, because I'm not allowed to short. So I'll just be looking to take shares on the call side, and I'll just be looking to take them off of every support bounce pretty much. So on every support bounce, I'll just take shares. So if we bounce off this, I'll take shares to bounce and test the 21. If we bounce off the 21, I'll take shares to bounce and test the 9. If we reject under the 9 and I can short, I'll take shares and short to the 21. If we reject under the 21, I'll take shares and short to the 55. Now, for that bigger move, that's where your strategy comes into play. So when that strategy came into play towards the end of the market, what do we see here on a 3-minute? This is just a 3-minute. What do we see here? We see that price still stayed in what? Who can answer that? Uptrend. Correct. Price stayed in that uptrend. It tested that 55, but our 9 didn't cross below. It kept bouncing back. So that alone would let me know, okay, something's going to happen. Like something has to happen. There has to be some type of news, because they're not letting this thing fall. They're not letting this thing drop. They're just not. So something has to be happening. And yes, you could have seen that bull flag there too. And I think a mini bull flag here. But price was in that uptrend. Our 9 was well above our 21 and well above our 55. Even going into that crunch, we almost tested and broke under that 55, but never did. So in essence, we still stayed in that quote unquote uptrend. Here, we got our solid view and our solid picture of that uptrend. And then the price just took off. Always again following that 9 EMA. This is all goes. This is all goes right here. And people chasing. This is going to be shorted so nicely soon. But yeah. Wow. That's wow. Yeah, this has to get shorted soon. Yeah, so I mean, if you guys want to short this soon, just wait until tomorrow to see if you get a sell signal on this. Or if you want to scalp it, you can scalp your intraday support and resistance levels. But that is a crazy run. It has to have some sort of pullback. If it starts to build the support here, then you can maybe see another run. But if it does pull back, you can maybe see a pullback over to the $10 area, maybe back down to $9.90 before trying to bounce again. All right, we'll do CGC, and then I will engage in whatever. Then I'll do Disney up next. All these stocks. Oh my God. I want to have my Fibonacci level up on here. Oh, that's another thing I want to show you guys as well. An indicator I'm going to add in after I finish going through all these stocks. I'll show you guys another indicator you guys are going to want to add to your swings to just confirm that swings. And it's the Fibonacci's. It's the Fibonacci levels. But you see how crazy these works? You remember, who remembers my rule about the Fibonacci's, or the clear rule about Fibonacci's? Who remembers what I said 2 days ago? Yeah, so if we held this Fibonacci, what would happen? If we held this Fibonacci level, if we held above it, we bounce, and what would the rule be? If we bounce above another Fibonacci, if we bounce off of Fibonacci, we most likely will have to test the next Fibonacci level above. So if price ever broke below this Fibonacci level here, I'm pretty sure it tested this below, and we'll see right now. I'm pretty sure it had to test that one below if it did break. No, it never did. But again, if price breaks above and hold a Fibonacci level, it almost always will test this next Fibonacci level if the momentum, allows it to, and if price remains bullish. But looking at CGC, again, we did have that same choppiness. Scalping this would have been nasty. I wouldn't honestly took a scalp on this again, because trying to scalp, one thing you guys have to understand, trying to take scalps on low price stocks like TGC or a penny, it's going to be difficult trying to deal with contracts, because you have to understand how IV works on these low tickers. You have to understand how the open interest and the volume works. On these low type of stocks that are trading, $10 and under, I would honestly just take shares on it. It doesn't matter how much you make, just as long as your setup is working for you. Because let's say you build up enough capital in the long run, then taking those shares would be nothing for you, and you'll be able to make better profits and bigger profits. But again, price held that Fibonacci, so that told me, okay, this thing still wants to go and bounce and be bullish. You did have that choppiness, but going, what was this? What time is this? Price did fall under that 21. So at this point in time, yes, you may have wanted to get puts at this point, and getting puts would have made sense. But if you guys remember, when I say when you're using this strategy, always chart your major levels. You'd have understood that this was a major level of support, because it held that support, even going back in time, it held that support, as you can see. So yes, it would have made sense to get puts here, because price did, or your 9 EMA is under that 55 and it is under that 21. But you're sitting at a major level of support. So you want that major level of support to break and give up, so you can take your puts. If it can't, your puts aren't a go yet. Although you got that cross, your puts, you need that support to break. Yeah, also no volume too. So as we can see here, it was instantly bought up, which gave us, what is this? Your buy signal. So after you get that buy signal, what is this? Good volume at that buy signal too. Yep. Uptrend signal. Your gaps, correct. So you would have seen this buy signal happen, and you'd have taken your calls, still sat through some crunch, but you would have still been making profit because you still were, you made higher highs. So boom, you got rewarded. You were holding that 21 EMA perfectly, and you kept retesting that 9 EMA, and you eventually held and reclaimed above it. So again, from our rules, if price reclaims and holds above that 9 EMA, what do we do with our calls? Can someone answer that? Yep, you hold your calls. Hold your calls. And you held your calls, you would have been rewarded to that next Fibonacci level. And at this Fibonacci level, what would you do in your calls? Even though you got this uptrend, it's still intact. What would you do with your calls at this Fibonacci level? This first test here. Sell. Correct. Correct. Because you can see it's rejected that Fibonacci level so many times before attempting to break above it and trying to hold it after hours. Did SPY sell off when the market closed? That explains it. If SPY is green tomorrow, I mean, I don't expect wheat stocks to do the opposite because they used to do the opposite when SPY will go green. But I think this time they should follow the market. Futures are down now? Oh, shit. Okay. Well, anyways, with CGC, if I'm looking to swing this with calls, knowing that price is still in that uptrend, I would want to wait for this Fibonacci level to hold, 1850. And if that Fibonacci level holds, we can get a bounce back in at 21 EMA to retest that 9 and potentially rehold it or reclaim it, which would make us go on track to start heading to that Fibonacci level above. But I'm pretty sure there's some resistance level up here. Like this will be your first one, obviously. But you have some other resistance level that you will need to take out in order to get to that next one above. But the fact that you held this Fibonacci level would have let you know that, okay, my price is still bullish, so to speak. Wow. Wow. So it's choppy. Is there news coming tomorrow or something, or what? Did the Fed speak today? Did I clear up any? Did I explain it good enough for you? The person who asked for CGC, you understood why. You probably took puts or something like that, and then understood why the price gapped up and everything. Correct. All right, let's go. What are the stocks? Days. So I'm just gonna pull up these tickers, and I'm just gonna show you guys how they reacted on a 3 minutes as far as scalping goes, and if you could have got a scalp off, and if the signal played out. So yes, you would have even had a sell signal play out on a 3 minute on Disney, which is perfect, and you'd have seen that price is under your 9, so you're taking puts because that's like a resistance level. So if it breaks above that 9, yes, while you're selling puts. If you're still in that scalping mode, yeah, you can sell and take your profits and then look for re-entry if we go under that 9 again. But if we break above that 9 and hold, then don't re-enter puts because it might be a reversal. Just try and scalp the upside until you get a buy signal. So looking at Disney, you had a nice sell signal. This would have been a nice scalp too to hold on with your puts. So you would have taken, me personally, how I would have took this trade, and let's say I'm trading aggressive, I would have got my sell signal, yes, took my puts, and then scalped all of this. So if we broke above that 9, I would have sold. I would have take 2 puts. If we broke above the 9, I would have sold a put, and then hold my remaining put to see if we can hold back under that 9 to let that profit ride. But then at that point in time, if we broke back under that 9, I'll reopen a new put. If not the same put, I'll reopen a new put and capitalize on that while still holding my original put. And then if we break back above that 9 again, I'll sell that new put out, look back at that old put to see and monitor it pretty much. So again, this is when you're in choppy days. So again, today wasn't as choppy, but you want to switch to scalping when you're in choppy days. So I'm just trying to give you guys a good arsenal of strategies that you can combine and incorporate with your EMA strategy, so you can use it on different instances in the market. Because on choppy days, you won't get a clear, buy signal and sell signal on your EMAs on a bigger time frame, because the market will just stay range bound, like SPY, so to speak. There's days when SPY can trade in a 50-cent range, and you won't get a buy signal or a sell signal on your bigger time frame. So what you'll have to do if you really want to make money on SPY is go on a shorter time frame and scalp it. No, I don't stick to the 10-minute. I stick to the 3-minute. And again, that's why I said it depends on how volatile the stock is. Yes, and when you're scalping, you're also using size. Again, you're using some size with it, which is why you're keeping your stop losses so tight, using your EMAs as your stop losses, because you have some size with you. Time and trade. I mean, it all depends on your comfort level of that trade and how long you want to be in a trade. And if you understand how theta works with you on that ticker and what the theta is on that ticker. If you're going to scalp, you don't want to be in a trade, for too long, no more than 3 minutes. You don't want to be in that trade. That's how it is for me. But let's say you got in that trade and it just kept going good. Then in my opinion, I would stay in a trade. I would, yes, understand I don't want to be in that trade for no more than 3 minutes, but right now I see a good opportunity that I just won't pass up. So I'll capitalize on it for that meantime. But going on for the rest of my trades, I still want to respect my rules. Unless I see that opportunity again, I'll take it. But this candle, 3-minute candles. So let me give you an example of what I mean. So let's say I came into the market, I missed all this, and I seen this happening. I would have seen price testing this what's his name? I would have seen price testing this 9 EMA, and I would have said, okay, I'll take some puts to scalp if price holds under this 9, because I know from my strategy that if price is under that 9, it'll go in a downtrend. So I'll just try and scalp the downtrend. So if price held under this like it did, I'm scalping this. This is a 3-minute candle. I would have took this and closed it out. Now, if I seen that the selling pressure was just too heavy and it wasn't getting bought up, like this wasn't getting bought up here, and then I seen another red candle happening, and let's say that red candle didn't, break above that 9, then I would hold my trade, because at that point in time, we're still under that 9. So we're still in that downtrend. If he broke above that 9 and tested, then I would get out of it. But normally, like, I'm in a trade for 1 or 2 candles and then I'm out. Bigger name stocks, probably better example for shorter trade times. Yes, bigger name stocks are better examples. Way better examples. Like, let me see. Tesla's a good example, actually, to scalp on a 3-minute, because I used to scalp Tesla on a 3-minute all the time. Like, I even have my 3-minute levels on Tesla. Actually, this is not even a 3-minute level. These are levels created on a bigger time frame on Tesla. But yeah, you can scalp Tesla on the 3-minute time frame, and it's actually way better because you're getting much more of a movement, because Tesla is very liquid, very, very liquid. And that's a clear setup too. Yep. Clear setup. And then if you wanted to scalp it, you can scalp it intraday. Yes. Yes, they do. This right here, like, let's say you would have gotten puts right here, right? You would have seen this happening. Why the fuck is this happening? Why is Tesla doing this? Like, me personally, I would have been like, what the fuck? Like, is Tesla really trying to go up and the market is selling off? Like, really? I would have sold and gotten faked out, because the IV just would have been hitting me, if you know how Tesla's IV work. But, let's say you wanted to take that IV hit, then boom, you would have seen it got rejected, rewarded. You would have seen this happening, and then would have been like, okay, am I going to get faked out again? Let's see what happens. If it gets rejected, you seen the fake out happening, and you were able to not get faked out. Yep. So you can scalp Tesla on a 3-minute. It's actually fun to scalp Tesla on a 3-minute, because you can get nice $40, $50 moves as far as your contract pricing goes. What you say in buying the money dollar two for a scalp? Yeah, because you're gonna capitalize more as far as the delta goes. Again, it's when you're scalping, you really want delta to be on your side more than theta. I mean, overall trading contracts, you want delta to be on your side, but when you're scalping, you want to make sure that you're getting that good delta. Going out of the money, your delta is going to shrink. So trying to get a scalp off, it's not going to be as good for your delta and everything. Yeah, they're going to be expensive for Tesla. They're going to be very expensive. With Tesla, you can probably go out of the money maybe like $5, $6, maybe $7. But anything more than that, like trying to go 30, $40 or trying to take a cheap ass $100 contract and scalp it, good luck. It's not going to really work. I mean, it may work to your favor, but it won't work all the time because IV. I personally don't play debit spreads. Just because I'm not the spread guy. I personally take day trades and swing trades. So that's my strategy. I think Kevin does debit spreads, so he could teach you guys about that. My trading, I mean, I've been trading for 4 years now. I started when I was 18, literally right when I turned 18, I started trading. I'm self-taught. So I taught myself everything I know. So everything I'm teaching you guys is all the research that I've been, looking at for the past 4 years and everything. Yes, I trade full time. I do this full time. So I trade for an income. So I take this thing so serious, which is why I say patience is everything. And which is why I say wait for the setup to come to you. Don't rush a trade, because for me, looking at it in my eyes, it's like this is a make or break for me. If I blow up my account, I don't have a job to fall back on, so to speak, to recoup, to try and come back in this. It's going to take me quite a while to make money back, to get back in it. So I have to make sure, everything I'm doing is perfect and on point. Yes, I'll take some losses here and there, but I have to make sure I, manage those losses well. Again, I hear you saying I keep getting fucked up by news. Last time, news. I hate looking at news when I'm trading. Because it fucks with your head. It fucks with your psyche. Taking this trade, you wouldn't have need any news to take this trade. I'm only using 3 indicators. But yeah, I've been trading for about 4 years, grown multiple accounts. I like day trading. I'm very, 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 very good at day trading. Swing trading, I'm good at swing trading as well. But as far as day trading goes, I love day trading because, again, I do this for an income. I have to be in and out. I got to have my profits because I have bills to pay and shit. To be honest with you, it took me about 2.5, 3 years, because I had to literally look for the tickers that were bringing in that type of, return. And I had found that SPY was that ticker for me. So, it took me quite some time. I can tell you that. Like, I didn't start my first $1,000 days didn't happen until I was like my 2.5 year in, but almost completing that 2nd year, going into my 3rd. The taxes are a bitch, but my CPA and all that, they're helping me, get through that. So, I mean, I'm not gonna say too much, but she told me, let's say you made 100K, don't take out that 100K because they're gonna tax you on that 100K. Take out 10K if you want, and just pay taxes on that 10, and keep the rest and grow that rest, and just live off of that like that. Self-income, but I might build a corporation, an LLC soon, just so I can start writing shit off better. But for right now, it's just self-income tax. Yeah, you don't get taxed if it stays in your trading account. Only when you pull the money out. It's taxed. So you can not be making, you could be, a regular person making a $30,000 salary or whatever, but then have a crazy trading day to where, let's just give a crazy unrealistic number, you make $200,000 in one day. If you got so antsy and so excited and pulled out that $200,000 that day, knowing that you're only making $30,000 a year at your regular salary job, you will be charged or taxed on that full $200,000, as if you're making that yearly. What about loss? Oh, throughout my years when I first started, I would say I took a loss for my first year. I took a crazy loss, over $5,000 loss. My second year going into it, I took more losses because again, I was making crazy mistakes. I didn't know exactly what I was doing. It was all trial and error for me. I've taken about over $20,000 in losses in my trading career, and that was just in the beginning. Yes, I take losses when I normally trade here and there, but again, I now know how to use better risk management, so my losses are small based on your ordinary. Diana, I can't really answer that really because again, I'm self-employed, so my income fluctuates. So it's just based off of whatever I report for that year. But if you have a fixed salary, then and you trade on the side, I believe you get taxed twice, I believe. Is it possible to succeed without losing that much? Yes, it's possible to see. Like, guys, I think I've almost wanted to quit trading about 10, 11 times throughout my whole career. And there was even times when I took like a whole, like what, 3, 4 months break because I really thought trading wasn't for me. I really thought that I wasn't going to be able to master this shit. I literally thought I was like, fuck, like how do I make this work? But literally, if you're persistent and consistent, it'll click. Trust me. Yeah, dude. Like, let me tell you guys something. Like, if I had this class session that I'm hosting right now, if I had a Discord like TCX, if I had all the guides that's Kevin posting, if I had all that guidance and knowledge and information and help starting, I wouldn't have taken all those losses that I did now. Or I wouldn't have taken, all those losses that I did when I started trading. I would have been profitable right away like some of you guys are. I know some of you guys here are probably, this is your first year trading and you guys are profitable. You guys are honestly blessed as hell because like my first year was ass, like ass. Like I didn't know what the fuck I was doing. I had no Discord, no nothing. So all of this is it's just crazy and it's helpful. And I like that people are doing this and creating discords and helping out other traders because that's what honestly traders need. I feel like people who trade alone, it's cool and all, but helping other traders in this game is where the value, like that's where the real value is at, because there's money in here for everybody. At the end of the day, to hog all the money and information to yourself is just pointless and it doesn't make it valuable, which is why I'm so free, like I'm so open to share any information that I learned or come across with you guys, because if it's going to work for me, it should work for you guys. And if I'm going to profit off of it, I want you guys to profit off of it as well. This EMA strategy, I could have kept this strategy to myself and not even, team up with Kevin and just profit on my own and be well off, but I seen a lot of traders struggling and I was like, you know what, if this worked for me, why not teach it to other traders and see if it's going to work for them? And it's I'm getting good feedback from it, and it's honestly heartwarming. Like that's why honestly I can chart all day and not even take a single trade. It's so long as everybody else that's taking the trades that I give out and that I chart out are profiting, I'm good. I'm happy at the end of the day. You feel me? Because it means I'm doing something right. So yeah, I love helping people out. I love sharing all this information that I came across. And once I teach you guys this watch list, like you guys are gonna pretty much start trading like me. It's gonna be insane. But let's look at other tickers. Any other questions you guys have for me before I start going with other tickers? Oh, the other indicator. Let me show you guys. I did promise you guys the swinging with the fib to show you guys how that worked. Studies, let's add it in. So this is the auto fib study. Yeah, I'll do Spotify. I'll do Spotify because I still have my list of tickers up. And the class is about to be over soon, but I want to get through like a couple more tickets before I close this off. So I just want to show you guys that extra confirmation level, or that extra confirmation key using the Fibonacci level. So let's look at spot since we already looked at Microsoft. You guys can't see the Fibonacci? You can see it, right? All right, let me remove. Okay. So spot, since we already looked at Microsoft, we'll look at spot. Danny actually sent the script in the Discord, but I'll have him resend it if anything. The auto fib. It's in session 8. If you guys go to session 8, it'll be there. But all right, so let's look at spot. Spot is perfect, perfect. I wouldn't be surprised if we test the upper fib, because what happened here? What do we do here? We held above this fib, right? And our rules mean if we hold above a fib and close out above it, price can technically test the next fib above. We just have to break through the upcoming resistance levels. So we held, broke out. What's happening here? It tested and got rejected. Yes, but although we rejected that upper Fibonacci level, we held that 9 EMA and that uptrend level. And after hours, we're above that 9 EMA. So what are you guys expecting spot to do tomorrow if we can stay above this 9 EMA? Yep. And if we break this Fibonacci level, that's new highs. That's new highs. And Joe Rogan, I believe that was the reason for this. That man holds some weight, let me tell you guys. That man holds some good weight to him. So I wouldn't be surprised if this can be another multi-day runner. You may have, if we do have a red day tomorrow, you may get a sell-off to 187, that 187 range. You may get a sell-off. But if we can hold above this 9 tomorrow, even if we get that sell-off, again, remember how I said those red days can present for good, great bullish setups for the next upcoming days? If we get that sell-off, maybe to that 187 or close to that 187, but hold above it, I'm going to take a swing on spot, because the next day we should then test that 196 again, because then if we can hold above it, that sell-off would act as a double bottom, so to speak. This would be your first bottom, your second bottom. It'll only be right to take off tomorrow to retest that fib up there. Crazy good swings on spot. Look at that. Tested the fib, closed out at the fib this day. After hours, tried to test it. Pre-market tested and broke above it nicely. Hammer, boom, in that cast session. That's a good question. That's a good question. I wouldn't, because that's too risky. Too much time allows for theta to have its work. I would play it safe and not take it Monday. But if I were to take it Monday, I would anticipate at least a sell-off, if anything, worst case scenario. So just hedge with a SPY put or something, Take a 2-week contract and hedge with a short-term SPY put and see what happens over there. Because if the market does sell off, yes, you may take a short-term loss for the day on spot, but all that money that sold off in spot would have hopefully been caught by your SPY put. So at the end of the day, you caught the money. You pretty much didn't take a loss, so to speak. Do you hedge all your swings? It depends. Like, if I don't know how the market is going to react tomorrow, like if we got a crazy sell-off, like with that mRNA news, the market was green, yes, but the mRNA news caused a sell-off. So while I did, let's say, was swinging calls, I would have gotten a put, to hedge since that sell-off happened. And I don't know if that sell-off would have, lasted for a day or two. I've gotten a put to hedge. Hedging with a SPY, I mean, okay, so let's say I wanted to take a swing on spot, right? If we hedge, we got to auto money SPY put. Yes, but you want to get a SPY put that will move nicely. So if I'm gonna hedge with a SPY put, I won't get a SPY put that's like anywhere under $100. Me personally, because I know SPY contracts that are at the triple digits can move, nicely. So I'll get a SPY put maybe for like $100, but the SPY put will be cheaper than my call that I have my bias on. So my Spotify contract will be more expensive, no pun intended, will be more expensive than my SPY put. You get what I mean? So if we do lose money on our Spotify contract, that money will be caught by our SPY put. And your SPY, and let's say the soft was big, then your SPY put would have outweighed that spot position that you would have made more on your SPY. Your loss letter. Okay, let me give you an example. So if okay. I want to say for hedging SPY, like if you're gonna hedge puts on SPY, and let's say SPY was at 293, and you're playing calls on spot, but you want to make sure to be safe if the market sells off, you want to get a put on SPY. You can see SPY is at 292, correct? Or it's trading near that 292 fib level. What I'll do is I'll understand that SPY's ATR on a good day is $4, maybe $5. On a crazy day, $8 to $13. If I'm gonna hedge a SPY put, I would want the cheap put, but keeping it within the range of SPY's ATR on a good day, I would maybe go $3-4 out of the money, maybe $5 out of the money. No, I wouldn't do anything more than that, because going $5, going $5 out of the money, you're still capitalizing, a good amount of profit on SPY, because if you understand how SPY's ATR works, it can move, $1, $2 the next day for you. And that put that you did hedge, if the market did sell off, will essentially profit for you, and you will recoup any loss that you made on your calls. But yeah, this account that I set my alerts on, as you can see, like it's crazy. It's crazy. If you're looking ahead, you can't afford to go out the money. Check out SCQQ. Thank you, Jesse. If you're looking to hedge and SPY is just too expensive for you, there are cheaper derivatives of ETFs. SPXL, SPXS, VXX, TVIX, UVXY. All those are derivatives that you can, take a position on to act as a hedge as well. You don't just have to hedge a SPY if it's too expensive for you. Is there another ticker that we want to look at for a swing real quick? I don't want to go too much on scalping because you guys probably get the gist of that. I want to show you guys how the swings will look when they hold a Fibonacci level. Yeah, I'll look at more. This is nice. I like WMT. Okay, so WMT is showing me two things right now. Two key critical things. Can somebody tell me? Prices below the 921 and 55. Correct. That's the first thing I spot. The second thing I spot has to do with the Fibonacci level. Can somebody tell me that? It's under the Fibonacci level. And what happens if you reject under a Fibonacci level? If you reject under a resistance level, would you have to test the next support level or the next Fibonacci level below? It would only make sense. That's how the rules work. So what we're looking at coming onto WMT, trying to look at a swing, okay, we've rejected under a Fibonacci level. We've rejected under there about 3 times. So I wouldn't get puts yet, because while the 9 did cross below the 21, we didn't get that cross below that 55 yet. So what we want to do in order to get puts on WMT, these are automatic. So they automatically just go on whatever ticker I type up. They automatically are set. I don't edit them. But looking at WMT, we didn't get that cross below. So I would have to wait for tomorrow for the market to sell off good enough. And the first hour of the market, really, I would want to wait for that to confirm, okay, we may get puts on here. Because if anything, yes, the market could sell off the first hour, but it can reclaim the second hour, you know, and then go just back to the upside and reclaim that 126 area. So it's looking like it wants to reclaim back above this 59 if the market decides to act bullish tomorrow. But if it can't, yes, we can essentially sell off and retest the Fibonacci level below if we really wanted to. But we would have to get these some support levels first. The dashed red line, that's where it connects. That's where I guess they connect it. Let me see if I can find it here. Yeah, that's where they have it connected. So from its low point of 102 to its major high point of, I guess you can call it 131 or 134 or whatever. But that's it automatically gets your major levels for you. I'm guessing it does a 52-week high and low. I guess that's how it works. All I know is it works clean. I don't really know the functions behind it too much. What's another ticker you want to look at? So yeah, Walmart, I'm neutral with Walmart. We could take puts, but if price breaks back above that 55 and retests that 9 and can break above it and push back up, we could potentially see a reversal back to the upside. But this is looking like it wants to sell off, you know. But we'll have to see what happens. It's going to be an interesting one. Another ticker we want to look at. Pen. What is up with this? What is this? What is this? What is going on with this? Can somebody please tell me? Because I keep seeing the bar store person saying, "Oh, I have so much of pen. We're putting everybody on a wave." What the hell is pen? Is this some gaming shit? What is this? Gaming pen, national gaming. I mean, this thing has some momentum to it. This is insane. Like, I won't be surprised. It can test 3184 tomorrow. It can with this momentum. If the market doesn't sell off, it can easily because it bounced nicely off this Fibonacci level. So if the momentum is there, it can test that 3184 Fibonacci level, maybe reject off of there. But it can test that. What the fuck? Pen. I'm going to keep my eyes on this. IBM. Interesting. Whoever told me IBM, God bless your soul. Probably look to take this as a trade tomorrow. Sell signal might happen tomorrow. Sell signal might happen on IBM tomorrow. You could probably take this down to 116 for that double bottom. You see that? See that double bottom that could happen? You can take this down to 116. Sell signal might happen. You got that nice cross, nice rejection, nice red candles. And somebody told me futures are red, correct? So futures are red. I'm expecting this to not hold any weight. Can't hold above this 21. So I would wait for tomorrow. We can get a sell signal tomorrow to swing probably over the weekend or something like that for multi-day. But this thing should sell off tomorrow. It should. And then double bottom. I remember more. Look how crazy this signal worked right here. This strategy. Dump. That was way bad before. Okay. I like these tickers you guys are giving me. Bull flag, I see that. We got a buy signal cross. So we're in an uptrend. So my bias right now is to the call side. Because everything is showing me that we have some bias to the call side. But we're hugging that 9, like one of the person said in here earlier. We're hugging that 9. I wouldn't take a swing. I wouldn't swing this, regardless if we are in that uptrend. because what we can do is potentially test a 21 to maybe bounce and reclaim that 9. So if I wanted to wait for that, I will wait for that tomorrow because we could probably get that tomorrow. But I wouldn't take a swing on here. Only if we can hold above this 9 going into tomorrow, I'll take a swing. Because then we could maybe retest this resistance area at 93. But if we can't test this 9, we can start to break down and sell off to potentially test that 86 level, which can be your bull flag breakout level to test. So you can keep that in mind. VAC. Let's do that. Yes, I like to look for everything. Patterns, indicators, everything, just to get those extra confirmations. Thank you for that. Well, closed well above my 9 EMA. I'm expecting it to test 91.74 tomorrow. Clearly, maybe this can break above that Fibonacci level and try and push it some upside. We can maybe see some resistance near 94, maybe if we break above this Fibonacci level, and if the market goes in our favor. But this is looking nicely for a swing for calls, so long as we hold above this 9. But this could test that 91.74 tomorrow. We got a buy signal here. We're in an uptrend as well. So my bias is the calls. Oh, what the hell? You guys see this or am I tripping? What? Wow, I was literally tripping. Are you serious? It's literally a different version of Mar. You can't be serious. Huh? Marriott International. This has to be the hotel. This has to be the cruise liner. No? What? That's I'm gonna look into that after the session. That's actually interesting. You guys got me intrigued. Any other tickers? Any other tickers I was looking at? What are we looking at? Okay, thank you for that. Wow, closed well above, broke above. Okay, okay. So we're in an uptrend on a 4-hour here. We're well above that 9 EMA, and we closed out nicely after hours. Now, if the market does sell off tomorrow, I do expect price to maybe come and retest that 31.56 area and hold to potentially go back into that uptrend that it's in. Maybe that 30.74 area to double bottom, but we want these two levels, maybe that 31.44 or that 30.74 to hold to give us that confirmation that price is still going to go in that uptrend. Because again, if we hold that Fibonacci level, we can go higher. I think RCL is going to be just like ERI since they're all the same, right? Nice uptrend. I see a bull flag. Okay, so if the market does sell off tomorrow, what these stocks are showing me is that the market may sell off in the morning and just get bought up in the afternoon. Because everything is showing me that, yes, they're bullish, but since futures are red, the market may sell off, but it wouldn't do much. It'll just bring it down maybe to the 9 or 21 EMA, maybe, and then just get bought up, towards 10 o'clock or something. Because this thing can, if this 9 EMA holds, we can test 44.73 and then potentially test, make way to start testing that 46 level, that Fibonacci level. Let me. Same thing for CCL. Held above the 9 perfectly. Closed above that 9 perfectly, even on a red candle. And held above it after hours. Nice momentum in there after hours. If we can hold above this pre-market, we could potentially make a push to that 15-11 range once again, and then potentially push up to 1562. Next level, we could probably see some resistance 1586. And then after that, we can probably pop nicely to that 1613. You guys just see me get some quick levels on that. I'm gonna do like 2 more before I sign off. I need to catch. Yes, I plot my support and resistance lines prior. Sedge. Looking at Sedge. I wouldn't swing this. What happened here? What can somebody tell me here? Looking at Sedge. What can somebody tell me here? Why wouldn't I swing this? Exactly. So to play it safe, we just stay cash. Cash is king. If it broke above that 9, then okay, I would take a swing. But we're on that 9. I don't trust it because what could happen tomorrow if the market is red? What could happen? We dump to where though? The market don't. The market. What, like let's say the market isn't too blood red, but like what would happen? Yes, we've dumped, but yes, exactly, dump to that 21 because you remember how I said the market is like these setups right now are showing me that they still want to continue higher. But since futures are red, we may see a small dump, but can probably get bought up. If not today, maybe Monday, or if not tomorrow, maybe Monday, or maybe Tuesday, because it's no trading Monday. One more ticker. Oh, let me do this one, then I'll take one more from you guys because I'm going through the list that I made that you guys gave me real quick. I wouldn't swing beyond for calls. Somebody tell me why. Regardless of this uptrend signal. Yes, it may be bullish overall, but somebody tell me why. Exactly. You guys are already getting this. It's crazy. Wait, somebody said BTC. I really want to see if I could do Bitcoin. What's Bitcoin's ticker on this? Can somebody tell me Bitcoin's ticker on this? I know Bitcoin is on this. Yeah, but like, where would I do that? Where's future at? Oh. Oh, okay. Okay. Yes. I see. Wow. Wow, they don't want to give me Bitcoin. That's some fucked up shit. Wow. Okay, well, let's just use let's just use whatever then. AUD JPY, because I know that's what a lot of people like to trade on Forex. But I'll show you guys how this works on Forex, that you can take these swings the same way. Just again using that 4-hour time frame. In fact, I'll show you guys scalping on this thing. Is it that? Oh, let me see. Let me see. Oh, okay. Oh my God, this is so juicy. Okay, let's look at this on a 15-minute. Guys, what do you see, guys? This is the strategy on Bitcoin right now. All right. What's this? Wait, what's this? What happened to Bitcoin? What's this? Your gap. What is price doing here? And it's not breaking back above that. So what is this telling me right now? What would have this told me? What would all of this told me? Exactly. Downtrend. Downtrend. You've been blessed. You'd have been blessed. What is this? A Fibonacci level. Boom. Right under that. More of a downtrend. Gap. You'd have been blessed. Now we're consolidating. Now we're consolidating. You see what I'm saying? Like, let's look for a buy signal on Bitcoin. See if we can find a buy signal. What's this? What do we have here? So like I said, you guys I'm pretty sure some of you guys in the chat see me post Forex pairs and see me posting profits. And I was like, how is he trading Forex like this? I'm using my strategy. That's it. I'm using my strategy. Like it's crazy how it works, but it works. And this is a 15-minute. You know, if I go on a shorter time frame, I'll probably see the same thing. Let's see the 30-day. Let's go on a 5-minute because Bitcoin is very liquid, right? So what would you guys want to use? A 1 minute since it's so liquid? Let's go on a 1 minute since Bitcoin is so liquid, and let's see what we're finding on a 1 minute here. Oh, would you look at that? Wait, no, don't do that, don't do that, don't do that. Come on, go this way. Okay. What is? Oh my God. Still needs to update. All right. Hold on. It's updating. It's updating. It's almost done. Okay, it's done. All right. The 1 minute on Bitcoin. What do you guys see? What's this? Buy signal. 9 crossed above that 21, crossed above the 55. On a 1 minute, you could take this just 1 pip if you wanted to. Just take it. Or not even 1 pip, I mean 1 lot. 0.01 lot. Just take that. Scalp it, scalp. Just write it. Write that 9, write that 9, write that 9. Then you can sell it once that 9 breaks, knowing that your 9, 21, and 55, once you get in, you're going to use those as your support and resistance levels. BTC, that's crypto. This is crypto. So this works on crypto. You can use this on Forex as well. It works on Forex pairs as well. Forex pairs. Oh yeah, this is BTC live. Yeah, this is BTC live. It's live right now. So this is a sell signal happening right now on Bitcoin, on the 1 minute sell signal. So it should still keep coming down. I think the market is closed right now for the crypto and Forex pairs, and they'll open up in a bit. The new sessions will open up in a bit, and then we'll see what happens with Bitcoin. But yeah, this strategy works on crypto, Forex pairs, and the stock market. So yeah, I'm gonna wrap up the session here, guys. Again, thank you to all of you for showing up. I can't thank you guys enough for showing up. But yeah, I'm gonna wrap this up. The next session, we're gonna go over how I create my watch list, and then if we have time, use a strategy with the watch list. But I hope this helped you guys understand how to swing trade and how to scout. You see that? You see what happened there on Bitcoin? But again, I hope this helped you guys understand how to swing trade and how to scout using this strategy. The strategy is very, 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 very volatile. Like, it's very lucrative. You can use it with a lot of things, as you guys can see here, and in a lot of ways. So hopefully you guys do try and use this one day. Oh my God, why am I not trading this? This is a man, I can make money right here. But hopefully you guys do use this and it works. If it does work for you, do let me know. If you guys are having issues with it, send me some questions and I will get back to you. I'm literally stuck on Bitcoin right now. I'm trying to see what the fuck is about to happen next. If it's gonna sell off more. That's funny. Yeah, but okay, thank you guys for showing up. I'm gonna end it right here. All right, I'll update you guys in the next class. Somebody take a picture of this. It's at 90.50. We'll see what happens if the sell signal played out in 1 minute. We'll see what happens. All right, guys. Take care. Yes, sir.